Roasting the Catholic Church by 6:30 a.m. your time, and a dyslexia promptly after, and
Oddities. Stay strange.
What else are you supposed to do on a Sunday?
nothing says Sunday like that. Followed up by recording. Well, welcome back to Oddities. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly.
And welcome back to Strangetown, where we're barely hanging on by a thread.
No. I think we're hanging on by a yarn thread this time. I think we're doing pretty good.
By at least 3 threads.
No, yarn is pretty thick. I think we're doing better than usual. Only when it comes to oddities, though.
Okay, yeah, I was like, where's the qualifier here?
Everything else in our life, a tiny piece of thread. Oddities, a strong piece of yarn.
Dare I say it, maybe even a rope.
You know, I like that. Oddities is what keeps us together in life.
Isn't it? Yeah, I was like, together. I was like, no, this friendship keeps us together.
No, what keeps us together is this friendship. Let's be honest here.
True.
I couldn't. I don't think I would survive if I didn't have this friendship.
Oh my God, same. Wow, that's so emotion, so sweet. Thank you, Beth.
I'm getting deep here. I mean it.
I know. We're a minute and a half in. And
this week was really difficult, if that wasn't obvious. And I felt bad because, I'm usually the one who is, good morning, bestie. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I was slipping this week. I was having a really difficult week. And you were the one who was texting first. And I felt bad about that.
Why? It's really a tag team.
That. I know it is, but I'm usually the one who messages you first. So
you don't need to be the one to message me first. I don't. It's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, I know.
If you want to feel bad about that, that's like you go ahead and do that. But there's no beef with me. I mean, okay. So it's all good. Yeah.
As long as you're not disappointed in me.
I would never. Literally, could never be. Okay.
Hey, you know what I find funny?
Tell me.
Completely random note. Last week, and we did not talk about this on the podcast. This was a complete side note conversation off recording. We were talking about Eminem.
Oh, yes.
And then he drops a new song yesterday.
I know. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Well, I mean, I got like 30 seconds in and I was like, I'm done. Maybe I'll give it another go.
So Gen Z hates it. But Gen Z also did not listen to his older stuff.
Gen Z also hates everything.
And also Gen Z does not understand who Eminem is.
True,
and the fact that he just talks the realest beep in the world.
Oh, wait. Whoa, since when are we fucking censoring ourselves?
I don't know. The realest shit in the world.
There we go.
And that's not even the worst curse word we've said on this show. So I don't know what I was doing with myself there. Anyways, I just like it's in my head right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna give it another try. Oh, also everybody, as per usual, all of our information's in the description.
Sorry.
Social media, Patreon. If you'd like to support our show, you could do so for as low as $1 a month. And get access to a bonus episode every week. It's a video, and then access to all the previous ones too. What else do I usually talk about? A merch shop. We have featured merch from a couple of different artists, also ourselves, credited in our description too. Thank you all for your talent, and shout out also to Kyle Head Music for our bop of an intro.
Oh, the best intro.
It's like just a delicious little ear nugget. Which sounded so gross now that I said that. I don't like it. I don't like that description. Scrap it. I didn't say that.
It's staying in.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. I think I'm going to have to, I'll give Eminem a re-listen. For context, kids, the conversation was that I have a weird crush on Eminem, but so does Kelly.
Yeah.
So
always have, probably always will.
He looks...
Here's the thing. Is it that weird? Because we've also said we love Woody Harrelson. Harrelson?
Harrelson,
I
Jack
just,
Black.
yeah, I mean, is it that weird?
I have like a lot of really questionable like crushes. Like not questionable as in like but like questionable as in like what is it that drives this? What
Where does
fuels
it come
this?
from?
Where does it come from? I just we don't know. Eminem looks like he sucked on 55 lemons and his eyes were popping out of his head. And yet, is that not the most accurate description you've ever heard?
I think the crush stems from speaking the truth.
He's like a little bit of like a rebellious sort. Not a little bit, a lot of it. And so,
Yeah,
I mean, we don't need to unpack all of this right now, but
it's a little early on my
I
end.
how's my bestie though? I know this was a tough week, so how are we hanging?
We're getting there.
Cool, we'll take it.
We,
Progress.
we did we did unpack a little bit before recording this, and I feel better now that I unpacked some of that. So I'm
Oh,
feeling better
wonderful.
now that I unpacked some of that. Um, yeah, it's been a week, but honestly, it's been a hell of a 6 months into this year. I can't
This
believe
year
we're in June.
sucks.
Happy June, happy birthday month. Also, happy
Thanks.
Pride to all of
Oh
our
yeah, happy Pride to our prideful listeners.
yes. We love you.
LGBTQIA plus, is that what we're up to? I want to
I
make sure I
believe
get it
so.
all in there. Okay.
Um, there was something else I was gonna say, but my brain is farting currently. I apologize.
It was
Um,
happy birthday, happy Pride.
I still need to speak to your husband because I'm ordering your gift this week.
Thank you. I'm
Yes,
excited.
so you're gonna get it early, but I don't really care because my gift came 2 months early, a month early.
Surprise, bitch. It was me.
Surprise, surprise!
Surprise, surprise. That's it. I
I
love
love
it.
that.
Isn't that so good?
Yeah. Spoiler, it's not me.
Damn it. Maybe sometime.
You know, I still can't get over. When we were going on the tower. Oh, it's not the Tower of Terror anymore. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, so let's talk about me surprising Cassie, and Corey's like, well, we have a lot going on.
He's right.
Corey, and like, yeah, no, he wasn't wrong at all. Like, you do have a lot going on, but Corey, that's not helpful.
My question is how would you guys be able to surprise me? Because I got to take off from work.
Yeah, no, it's not as easy as surprising me.
There are
It's not
mechanics.
because I would not be able to just come for a weekend. I wouldn't. I need to come for like a decent amount of time.
Okay. I'm sorry, my time wasn't decent enough.
No, your time was decent enough, but like I want because like there's so much we've talked about doing if I come out to see you that I want to
True.
like see you in the
Number one,
area.
number one is the all-you-can-eat sushi, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that might turn us into a week-long coma. So,
A week-long sushi binge. Love it.
I don't
We
know.
love to see
So,
it.
and then like I don't know, I purposely want to get like a little corner cake and give them some animal to put on top of it and see if it comes out methed up.
Would have to be like I really feel like we should set them up for failure and like
Oh my
request like a
god,
really intricate.
we should have them make a horse because we love horses.
I thought I was gonna say a horse or like a corgi.
Yeah.
Either is gonna end up being a hell creature in the
My
hands of these
gosh.
people. So
Oh gosh, this could be so good. What flavor would we have them do?
I have to look at their website. They have so many, but I kind of really want to try one of their cannoli cakes.
Mm,
You're like, say less, bitch.
I'm down. But
All right.
anywho, how's my
Anywho,
bestie?
bestie's suffering. How's that for honesty?
It's not funny.
My mental state is not great these days
It's
on
not
account
funny.
of my
It's
job.
the fact that you said it with a smile.
I mean,
Our listeners are just missing out on so much.
do we even have listeners left at this point after they've listened to this shit? They're like, what the fuck?
What the hell are these
I'm
women on?
I'm decidedly not thriving. Mental health is not in a great state, but I'm taking steps necessary to try and fix this issue. So yay,
Yes.
snaps. The exciting news is we've finished, well, almost our bathroom and our bedroom. So they are redone. They're
Yeah.
looking tight. They're looking great. That brings me so much joy these days. I'd love to start my own interior design business, but your girl can't afford to do that. um,
Same, though.
and um, Kelly and I had an idea for a possible board game, card game. So that's exciting. Stay tuned. And
Business venture number 50?
5,000, basically. I'm going to be starting a streaming channel with my other friend,
Oh.
like game streaming. So that's exciting. We're trying to work out the mechanics of that because it's not easy.
No, it's
And
not. But that's
and
exciting.
yeah, it could be fun. And I think
I think I know which friend this is.
probably she listens to us. Also, her significant other made our intro.
Okay, yep, I know exactly who this is.
Yes. And I think
I was gonna say thank you, chef.
thanks, chef. Once we have it more in line, I will, if any of you are interested, I'll share the information with you. And I pulled some weeds yesterday, and I'm sore today. And that's
Funny
what
how that
being over
happens,
30
right?
is like. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and that's where we're at today. I've got hot plans to edit this and pull some more weeds and go to the grocery store. It's a spicy Sunday.
You know what you should end that Sunday with? A big ass margarita.
Should end every Sunday with a big ass margarita.
And a big ass bowl of chips and salsa.
Always. Literally always. Oh, that reminds me. So yesterday, Corey and I we have a farmer's market, like a town over, and we went, and there's this like Mexican food stand, and it's
Hell yeah.
so fucking delicious. But what I wanted to tell you was they had a picture of our Lord and Savior Jack Black as Nacho Libre.
Wait, no,
Did you
I
see
saw
it?
that. Yes,
You
I
saw
loved it.
And it says, I want tacos, but I also want a hot body. Or I want a hot body, but I also want tacos. And it was just like, it spoke to my soul.
I can't relate to that more.
Same. And I got some chicken flautas, and they were fucking A triple plus. So good. Out of the park.
Mmm.
Corey had to go and get some weird shit. He got a beef tongue taco. It was a pass for me. I wasn't going to try that, but he said it was good.
Corey and Michael are the same.
Yeah, and I was like, you do you, dude.
They love
and
the
joie.
lengua. I think
Yeah.
Michael probably introduced Corey to lengua. So
There you have it. Fucking Michael. And here we are at above our usual 13 minutes, in fact.
Yep.
Consider yourselves blessed, especially the people that don't like our intros.
Suck.
And
So shall we? Shall we
suck
get started?
it. Yeah, let's do it. So,
Shall we get started on our nightmares?
yeah, welcome to Nightmare Fuel. That's the theme of today's episode. Yeah.
Yay!
I'm like really dying to hear about yours.
Again?
Are you willing to start? Yeah,
Sure.
again. I'm literally always willing I need to know.
I am talking about the slide. So again, before I even talk about what it is, this is fueled by wanting to find creatures of the middle U.S.
Remember when we were like, there's nothing going on in the middle of the United States?
There's shit going on in the middle of the U.S.
And yet. Okay, I'm so excited.
Now, here's the thing. The reason why there may have not been any sightings is because most of them are lake monsters, but I was convinced I wasn't going to do another lake monster today. I just didn't have it in me.
Fair.
I then found the Slide Rock Bolter of Colorado.
Oh, we're in Colorado this time.
And
Okay.
this thing, this thing is scary.
Well,
How many times
Colorado's
did I
got some
just
shit going on with their
this?
fucking Denver airport.
Oh yeah. Oh, I found a terrifying video of the Denver airport. Ugh, ugh. TikTok.
Ooh.
Guy got stuck back there. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. This
Yes.
thing is a thing of nightmares, as we were talking about. I. No wonder hikers go missing.
Oop. Okay. All right. I'm I'm sweating.
This thing looks like a ginormous. There's no other way for me to describe it than a ginormous land eel.
I hate it already. Eels weird me out in the biggest way.
Yeah, because they're like little ocean lake snakes, in my opinion.
Slash worms slash
Teeth.
boogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is like a giant land eel that is a rock figure, I guess.
Wait, is it basically Onyx from Pokemon?
Is it?
Maybe that was their inspo.
Shut up. Is it?
I don't know.
Maybe it is. But no.
Shut up. Okay, all right.
It's terrifying. Onyx is cute.
I mean, all the Pokemon. I'm gonna Google it while you're talking.
The Slide Rock Bolter is a legendary beast that was first reported by lumberjacks in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. It is described as a huge whale-like animal with massive head, small eyes, and mouth full of sharp teeth. Its tail has hooks that allow it to cling to the top of steep mountains where it waits for unsuspecting prey.
I hate this thing. It looks like a big ass catfish too.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
aquatic figure that I hate.
The Slide Rock Bolter is not fast or agile is not a fast or agile creature, but it has a clever way
Same.
of catching its food. It waits until it sees potential victims below, such as tourists or a hiker or a lumberjack, and then it releases its tail hooks and slides down a slope at high speeds. It's lubricated by grease and that drips from its mouth and scoops up everything in its path with its gaping mouth, leaving behind a trail of devastation, and then uses momentum to climb up another mountain where it repeats its process.
This is me. Leaving behind it a trail of devastation. Me too. Wow.
Um, it has caused great uneasiness among tourists visiting the mountains of Colorado. The fearsome animal uses I don't like that it has grab hooks.
No, it's the hooks.
It's the hooks that bother me, knowing that it could just waits. Apparently it does not sit on mountains unless it has a 45-degree angle.
Me too.
So I'm gonna stay away from mountains that have 45-degree angles.
We're bringing
Honestly.
our protractor everywhere. Math for days.
A forest ranger whose district included the rough county between Ophir Peaks and Lizard Head conceived the bold idea of deceiving a Slide Rock Bolter to slide down its own destruction by using a dummy tourist outfitted with a plaid jacket, knee braces, and a guidebook to Colorado.
Were they like, hey, what's the most Colorado tourist thing we can think of? And that's what it is.
Yeah. The dummy was filled with powder to, I guess, explode the creature. And placed accordingly. The next day, the false tourist attracted the attention of the bolter, allegedly, Um, and but I guess it didn't it didn't trick it.
Shocking.
Yeah, and I would think probably because it wasn't moving.
I would think also probably because the bolter may not exist.
That too. Um, this creature allegedly weighs 25,000 pounds.
Okay. Thick.
Which it's a thick creature. Um, it's vulnerable to leprosy.
Same. I mean, strange,
And,
it's a
and I
weird
would like
flex, but okay.
I don't know how this is found or why. It's vulnerable to leprosy, but I thought that was interesting and needed to include it in my notes.
I mean, that's an important. Listen, just bring a bunch of armadillos with you to Colorado, and you're fine.
There you go. Is that how we
See?
actually stop it?
Problem solved. It's the armadillos.
This thing is something out of nightmares because you could be, if true, can be taken out at any moment on your lovely hike.
Yeah, you think you're just like chilling, enjoying nature, and then
People believe that when landslides happen, it's not actually a landslide. It is the slide rock bolter.
that's what I was gonna say. I was like, this sounds like a colorful explanation to landslides.
Yes. Um, I saw a lot of cartoons of whales coming down the mountain versus the slide rock bolter, which is
I like that better.
yeah, it's just interesting when you think about it. It gives Sharknado vibes.
It does.
I'm
It is
not gonna
giving
lie.
Sharknado.
I I will not stop my little series of finding middle US creatures.
Who knew that the middle U.S. was so colorful?
But apparently this is something that terrorized Colorado in the 19th and 20th century. The
I love
slide
this
rock
shit.
bolter. And honestly, it is a pretty neat concept.
It is. I love it. I
I
wonder. I
I
wonder, like the earliest, like the true source of the slide
yeah.
rock bolter. Like, you know.
Yeah, I would really love to know the true source. And the true source was it was recounted by lumberjacks. This was a legend of lumberjacks.
Yeah, like who was
So,
the OG lumberjack that was like, dude, do I have news for you? There's a giant eel
and
that's gonna fuck you up on this mountain.
this makes me actually wonder. Okay, lumberjacks, you're cutting down trees. Okay, what head injury?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, you got hit. You came back to your buddies with a
And you were
wild
like,
ass dream.
you're like, boy, do I have something for your asses right
Yeah,
now.
and like they believed it. Like, I survived this crazy ass thing. And, then this crazy ass game of telephone just continued on and on and on and on.
I feel like that's how all the best cryptids are.
Yeah,
Or like legends or what lore, whatever floats your boat.
but ugh, it is
Well
like a
done.
giant land eel.
And it just like
Even
emits grease from
what's
its
fun,
mouth.
yeah. What's funny to me is it is described as a land whale, but to me it looks like just a giant eel.
It definitely gives more of eel energy than whale energy.
than whale.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good find,
I
bestie.
don't want to ever have an encounter with it, though. I will say that. So,
I don't
on that
blame
note,
you.
stay safe, Colorado. Stay strange, and be safe hiking.
Yeah. Also, are you okay? Like
Yeah.
Colorado, are you cool? So,
I mean, they are in high elevation too. Who knows what that's doing to the
also
brain.
like
Also,
Big
something is
weed.
very, yeah, I was about to say the legalities there. So,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, I mean, whatever floats your boat, guys. But maybe if you're, partaking in something and it's forcing you to see a giant land eel, maybe not good. Maybe you got a bad cell there.
maybe lay off that plant. But
maybe yeah, maybe give it a moment. Well, that was a good find. I've never heard of that. That's a first for me.
yeah, so there
That's
you
some
have
wild
it.
shit.
The slide rock bolter, which
Honestly, yeah.
when I first was reading about it, I was like, do they mean the slide rock boulder? Like this is
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
a cryptid boulder that
Mm-hmm.
just slides on
Just like
through,
slides around. Yeah.
like because that would make sense. No, it's bolter, like it bolts through.
We'll take either. I
That's susceptible
Colorado,
to.
y'all are kind of fucked up. You have this going on and then Denver, the airport, like
Yeah.
you guys have some shit going on, so best of luck. Um I also have some nightmare fuel for us, courtesy of cousin Caitlin. Thanks, cousin
Thank you,
Caitlin.
cousin Caitlin.
This is, and I'm gonna take a stab at how this thing's pronounced, but there are multiple, I think, ways that this could be said, and we're gonna not do the one version of it that I'm thinking of, courtesy of Kelly. It's black anise, also known as also known as Black Agnes or even Black Anna. And this being is like a boogeyman figure within
Ooh.
English folklore.
Okay.
Yes, she's spookalabookala. So she's imagined, love that she's a she, she's imagined as a blue-faced hag or witch with iron claws and a taste for human flesh, especially children. Same.
Okay.
So she is claimed to haunt the countryside of, and I know this is wrong. So our UK listeners, correct me. It's not Leicestershire. It's probably Leicestershire. Leicestershire.
Leicestershire.
Leicestershire.
I think that's right.
And she lives in a cave in the Dane Hills with a great oak tree at the entrance. Nice vibe. Love that.
Oh.
So she is said to essentially venture out at night looking for unsuspecting children and also lambs. Like, she's like, yeah, if I can't have kids, like, I might as well have a lamb. But anyway, to eat. And then she tans their skins by hanging them on a tree before wearing them around her waist.
Oh, field
It's a
field
choice.
nightmares.
It's a choice. She would reach inside of houses to snatch people, and legend has it she would use her big old iron claws to dig like her cave out of the side of a sandstone cliff, making herself a home there, and it is known as Black Annis's Bower Close or Bower Close. I'm not sure. In either case, she dug her way in with her claws. The legend itself led to parents warning their children that Black Annis would eat them if they didn't behave. Hence, this whole like boogeyman aspect kind of to her. She was also known to hide in the branches of her oak tree, waiting to leap onto unsuspecting prey. Other traditions state that when she grinds her teeth, people could hear her, giving them time to bolt their doors and keep away from the window.
Huh.
It is said that the cottages in Leicestershire were purposely built with small windows so that she could only get a single arm inside, which
Okay.
is like a cool little
Tidbit.
tidbit.
Yeah.
When she howled, she could be heard up to 5 miles away, and then the cottagers would fasten skins across the window and place protective herbs above it to keep themselves safe. So, where'd this bitch come from? I'm going to tell you. So, the earliest known reference to Black Annis was from an 18th century title deed that referred to a parcel of land, or close, as Black Annie's Bower Close, or Close, I'm not sure. Anyway, the first volume of County Folklore from 1895, published by the Folklore Society, mentions two such title deeds dated May 13th and 14th, 1764. Her figure has several possible origins. Some have claimed that the origin can be found in Celtic mythology based on Danu or Anu, and it may derive from Germanic mythology, in which there's this being called Hel. It's very similar. Um, a book in 1917 by Donald Alexander Mackenzie. The book was called Myths of Crete and Pre-Hellenic Europe suggests the origin of the legend may actually go back to the mother goddess of ancient Europe, which he contends was thought of as a devourer of children. And he identified Black Annis as being similar to the Indic Kali, or Gaelic, which I know I'm going to say this wrong, Muirlirtik, and Kalik, bear, the Greek Demeter, and Mesopotamian Labartu. And there's also a handful of other ones in Egypt too, Isis Hathor and Neith. It has been suggested that the legend might derive from a popular memory of sacrifice to an ancient goddess. It's also thought that offerings of children may have been made to the goddess that inspired the legend in the archaeological hunting period, and the oak tree at the cave's entrance, also a common site of local meetings. There's some like disagreement about all of this though, because somebody else also says that Black Annis of Leicestershire was based on a real person named Agnes Scott. Agnes Scott was this late medieval anchoress, or in other accounts, she was a Dominican nun who cared for a local leper colony. But in either case, Agnes Scott was born in Little Antrim and lived a life of prayer in a cave in the Dane Hills and was buried in a churchyard in Switzerland. It is suggested that the memory of Scott was distorted into the image of Black Annis either to frighten local children or due to the anti-anchorite sentiment that arose from the Protestant Reformation. In the Victorian era, the story of Agnes Scott or Annis became confused with the similarly named goddess Anu. And this connection has been made and went on to claim that Annis was the personification of the great goddess in crone form, leading to interest from Wiccan groups. So there's like a lot of different possible routes or roots to this, but in terms of customs around this, so Black Annis was also represented in a monstrous cat form, and the legend led to a local ritual in early spring when a dead cat would be dragged before a pack of hounds in front of her bower to celebrate the end of winter. Hate that. This drag hunt was held on Easter Monday, also known as Black Monday, and led from Annis's bower to the mayor of Leicester's house, and the bait dragged, like I said, was a dead cat drenched in anise seed, and so the custom died out at the end of the 18th century. So I think that could probably be a pretty solid explanation for some of this too. Another tradition stated that Black Annis, in the cat form Anna, lived in the cellars beneath Leicester Castle, and that there was an underground passage extending from the cellars to the Dane Hills, along which she would run. And then there was even a play created in 1837 about her called Black Anna's Bower, or The Maniac of the Dane Hills, which it's interesting. So the plot involves kind of the murder of a landlady of what is known as the Blue Boar Inn, and then Black Anna plays a part similar to that of the witches in Macbeth. So she's an interesting figure. She's like part witch, part boogeyman. A little bit more about her tale is that like she's like tall and horrible. I don't know why she has blue skin, but she does. Her eyes also glow. She has long, sharp teeth, in addition to those claw-like fingers. That she would only leave the cave at dark. So like you're basically safe to wander around during the day. And so essentially children were warned not to venture into the area alone unless they run into her and be, snatched away. It is a lot of times she's depicted as having these long, really bony arms too, which is, very freaky. It is said that her cave was filled with dirt late into the 19th century, possibly literally burying Black Annis forever, though People argue this is unlikely due to several factors, one being that as a hag, she could like be an immortal being and adapt well to living underground. Secondly, that by the end of the 19th century, she had started to go under the name of Cat Anna, like I had mentioned, and was said to be living in cellars instead. And that kind of gives more credence to this whole sort of subterranean thing where she's wandering around tunnels and whatnot. In addition to losing her cave, Black Annis would also lose her territory entirely in the modern age, since the once sparse hillside is now a very large housing estate. And so this means if she still resides on the earthly plane, she's restricted those underground passages and doing her dark deeds in a much more restrained manner to avoid detection by our ever-growing modern world. Um, and that's Black Annis. She is a freaky bitch.
She's very freaky.
It's the stealing kids and skinning them and turning them into a skirt for me.
Yeah, that's it's a little much there, bitch.
Little much. She's like,
It's a
what can
little
I do
extra.
that's the most?
It's
Yeah,
a little extra.
what is the most I can do here?
Yeah.
I don't believe in Black Annis. I think she's literally just a creature of folklore and history. But I think this is a fine example, once again, of parents being like, don't go there.
Yeah.
Because.
And I think it's gone. I mean, I like how far it's gone in the sheer fact of it even went so far as to people were creating their homes with small windows because of this.
Yeah. Yep. They.
I mean,
it
and this
affected.
is, yeah, like this goes far as to, I mean, there's homes on the East Coast that have windows that are sideways because they believed that witches couldn't fly in that way.
Yeah. So I mean, I
it,
get it.
It's really neat how far legends and stories go because of that, right? That's what I love about legends and folklore and things like that, because it changes people's like thoughts and views so much, and fears.
It's true. It's true.
So making windows small because she can't get in. I mean, that's pretty neat.
I mean, A plus, way to go.
It's
Solid thinking.
really, wow.
It kind
But the
of
skirt
when I was
is gross.
the skirt's gross. Definitely not my thing. The thing about this is that is like a little sad to me is that point at the end there that I was making, which is like people don't really believe in Black Annis anymore because the world's become so modernized and there's no room for creatures like that anymore.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, that's actually kind of a sad thing.
It has.
It's been replaced by different fears. But
Yeah. And that's exactly what I was about to say. And
yeah.
I hate that. And I hate I hate the modernization of life. And it's like, well, no. You don't have to stop fearing folklore just because, I mean, you do actually, but believe what you want to believe. But I hate that there's real things to fear now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
So it's just kind of it's an interesting way to look at, because we cover a lot of folklore and mythology and whatever else on this, and it's just kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
bummer. But that's Black Annis. She was a lot of fun to research and to read about and see like all these artistic renderings. If you want a good time, Google her and look at images.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, some of them are pretty wild. And this was a fun episode. Yeah, this was a freaky episode.
Very freaky. I am
Spookalabookala.
happy with this episode, because usually we don't get into like fear episodes until October, because we try to keep the spooky episodes for
The
that.
ultra spookalabookala.
But
yeah.
I like that we I think we kind of needed this.
I think we did, and we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that I personally believe in either of these, but it was still a good time.
Still a good time.
Still a good time. And until next time,
Stay strange.